Yes, I know. I'm going to be talking about this and at least 5 people are going to get mad. Before this video even happens, I want you guys to know that all the things that I say in this video are my opinion. Meaning that you may like the shows that I'm about to talk about, and I may not. So, please be cautious. I'm not here to sharpen your pitchforks, and without further ado, let's start the review. Hello everybody, my name is King Kaiser, and welcome to Modern vs. Retro, the show where I talk about things made in the modern world and compare it to their retro equivalents. Today we're going to be talking about children's TV shows. Yeah. Okay, all things aside, there will be a lot of slander, but there are some genuinely good shows out there, and I'll be sure not to leave those stragglers behind. But without further ado, let's do our first network. So number 1 is going to be the worst. I thought taking on the biggest one first would be for everyone's best interest. I'm of course talking about Disney Channel. I don't know what it is about this generation of Disney Channel. They think that everybody wants to be 16, but they don't even know what 16-year-olds do. I've never once seen a 16-year-old go out and replant trees and help the environment. They will do anything to avoid doing that, including homework! And yes, I get it. Disney Channel wants you to grow up and be just like these people. But what does that achieve? I've seen people who've watched Disney Channel for years now, and they still smoke cigarettes or weed. Disney Channel, it doesn't help. Just stop. Along with that, there are hundreds of duds, and you could tell that they failed because their longest runtime in the last 2 years has been 2 years. Are you serious? And then they switched that show up with the same kind of show, with the same family, and the same generic story plotline, and the same generic characteristics, and it goes on for all of the shows. It has gotten to the point where I've given up on Disney Channel. And it's sad, too, because there's some really good gems in the mounds and mounds and mounds of crap that is being flowed onto you. If they had more shows like Phineas and Ferb and Gravity Falls, I probably would still watch Disney Channel. It would at least make it bearable. Now let's talk about the Disney Channel I know. The early 2000s Disney Channel was pretty decent. I could say a lot of good things, but let's face it, it's probably facing the same problems, and I'm just going through the nostalgic phases. Whenever I see Zack and Cody, you can obviously tell that they do have quite a bit of the stereotypical personalities. Not as bad as the newer ones, but still. But will I continue to watch Zack and Cody? Of course I will. It reminds me of all of the fun times that I used to have watching Disney Channel when I was younger. And, you know, that's probably what keeps Disney Channel going. They're probably relying on nostalgia from people growing up with Disney Channel. Soon we'll be seeing people say, well, I grew up watching Austin and Ally, and that was my favorite show ever. So, I guess I can't really blame them, but then again, I will. So, all in all, Disney Channel is pretty much even on both ends. Yeah, the shows are mediocre, but the nostalgia is what keeps us going. And it's what keeps Disney Channel going. Like I said, the children of today will always remember Disney Channel as it was today, and not what it was tomorrow. I hate the new Disney Channel. It has more crap than 12 garage sales put into one. But I never really liked Disney Channel to begin with. I always had it as number 3 on my top 3 favorite TV shows on my TV. And when it came to the cable box, which had thousands of channels, it was always number 6, because we had to include Nicktoons, Disney XD, and other shows into the mix. So my recommendations, I would absolutely skip Disney Channel entirely, and maybe watch some Disney XD. I hear they have Doctor Who on there. And if you want to watch some classic Disney and some really good Disney movies, go ahead, go on to Nick Jr. It's not shameful at all. They have Tarzan. I mean, seriously, who wouldn't want Tarzan? So number two is really special. It has birthed many of my favorite cartoons, whether it be SpongeBob, Rugrats, Jimmy Neutron. But, however, I seem to be upset with how it turned out. I mean, I haven't given up on it like I have with Disney, but it sure is on thin ice. It started going towards the more live action type feel like Disney Channel has, but they seem to do it a bit worse. I mean, for crying out loud, they have soap operas that they're now putting into their shows. Who wants that? Along with that, SpongeBob has become more stale, and it seems like Nick is just shunning all of the good cartoons and sort of flaunting around the bad ones like there's some hot model that needs to be shown to the world. I mean, look at this example. Harvey Beaks is made by the creator of Chowder. Chowder is a great show on Cartoon Network. However, it's being basically pushed to the side as just another show. And meanwhile, another show with the same kind of concept but a lot worse, called Breadwinners, is being flaunted around and shown to everyone all around everywhere about a show with twerking ducks. I mean, are you really going to choose this over this? Nick, get your crap together. Poop. And there's so many opportunities for Nick to redeem itself, yet it doesn't take a single one. How can I work with a company that does not take quality into account? I mean, it seems like they're just grabbing a bunch of shows from different producers and shoving it out there without even looking at it first. Without quality check, you're not gonna make it anywhere, Nick. Just get your stuff ready and get good shows on there, okay? I enjoyed the old Nick. Whether it be Drake and Josh or Hey Arnold, I loved it all the same. Why can't we have that back, huh? In conclusion, Nickelodeon is a company that's going straight down the tubes. My recommendation is if you're not a 12-year-old girl, do not watch Nickelodeon as it will quite literally make you throw up inside. Also, Fairly Odd Parents! I saved the best for last. Cartoon Network is an all-time classic. I remember watching the Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory, Cow and Chick. Okay, not all of them were good, but all of them left marks in my heart that will never be taken off. I remember watching Codename Kids Next Door and Courage the Cowardly Dog and laughing my head off. They did well as a channel back then. But how about now? Well, it may shock you, but I think I have finally found a kids show that actually is good in present time. Yes, I really enjoy Cartoon Network and the shows on it. Not saying that there's any that I dislike, but for every Clarence there is a Steven Universe, and for every Regular Time there is a We Bare Bears. But there's one show that I think no one should watch.